Book 1, Chapter 1, Hadith 7. In this book, it's number 1. Narrated Ibn Umar. Allah's Apostle said, Islam is based on the following 5 principles. 1. To testify that none has the right to be worshipped but Allah, and Muhammad is Allah's Apostle. 2. To offer the compulsory congregational prayers dutifully and perfectly. 3. To pay zakat, i.e. obligatory charity. 4. To perform Hajj, i.e. pilgrimage to Mecca. 5. To observe fast during the month of Ramadan. So to reiterate, La ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasuluhu. And the fast, this is not the order that it's usually in, because usually you have the testimony of Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah, and then you have Iqama as-salat, the establishment of the ritual prayers. There's 5 times a day for that. Evening, between dusk and dawn, between dawn and sunrise, early afternoon, late afternoon. And so 3 bows in the obliged, then 4, then 2, then 4, then 4. And then there's others that can be added to that as recommended or voluntary, but the obligatory alms, well, you have a 40th of your wealth every year past a certain amount. You have some other types of property that are so divided on a yearly basis. Otherwise, you also have, if you have a certain amount of wealth, again, the sacrifice for Eid, a third of that animal. And at the end of Ramadan, you give a certain amount of fruit or grain or maybe nuts or, only certain food, but, a certain portion of that. And the pilgrimage, of course, to Mecca, and that's done in the 10th. Well, at the very least, you got to be there on the 8th of the 12th month, and it goes to the 13th. But you technically, the 8th through the 10th, can get it done in those days. Particularly now that there's millions of people doing it, you don't want to wait that. And the fast from the 3 things, from dawn, an hour and a half on average before sunrise to sunset,